welcome you to the Antelope Valley tonight, where we round out a loaded slate of USL. We welcome you to the Antelope Valley tonight, where we round out a loaded slate of USL League One action on the West Coast. It is AV Alta hunting its first victory of 2026 against the new look forward Madison squad, and tonight's match is presented by the Paris law firm. We say hello and welcome from Lancaster, California. Sam Goldfarb here, bringing you all of the action. It is an AV Alta squad that is winless in its first 6 league matches, but Brian Clavin says he feels his side has overperformed results, settling for 4 draws in those 6 games. He feels his squad just needs to be better in both penalty areas, especially defensively. We'll see if they can tighten things up against a forward Madison squad that has enjoyed a decent start in front of goal. And it is an AV Alta squad that also returns 10 of 17 players to log double-digit starts a year ago, and one of those is our player to watch, presented by Waste Management. Jimmy Villalobos, a veteran of USL League One, his 6th season with his 4th different club, and competing against one of his former clubs tonight. Someone who's a box crasher that has yet to open his account for 2026, but has a knack for the spectacular from distance. On the opposite end of things for forward Madison, continuity cannot describe this side. They've only returned one starter from a year ago, have completely overhauled the roster, and Matt Glazer has said the goal was to get younger, and these 3 players exemplify that. Steven Enorgiamfi, their leader up front, Roman Torres, their key presence in midfield, and JT Harms, the anchor between the sticks, following the departure of Bernd Shipman this winter. He has been excellent in goal for the Mingoes. And our player to watch, also presented by Waste Management, is one of those 3 in Steven Enorgiamfi. A pair of goals to his name, including that winner against One Knoxville in their season opener. He's someone who Matt Glazer says is a physical presence up top, but also can provide the goals. He is looking to get back amongst them here this evening away from home. Just about ready to get everything underway in this key clash between AV Alta and forward Madison. Stick with us on lineups and kickoff when we return from the West Coast.
For a long time, there wasn't a place where everyone could come together. Families, kids, generations, all under one thing. But out in Lancaster, something truly special was growing under the lights.
In Big Bear, every moment becomes part of your story.
It's where you can find the perfect lake spot for your family. Make your way along the trail for the first of many adventures. Or see a new passion spark in their eyes for the very first time. Where the sky reminds you just how big that story can be. Because Big Bear is where your memories are made. Where they're written. The best memories are made in Big Bear. Start your tradition at bigbear.com.
When it comes to healthcare, you want all aspects of your care to connect and to work in harmony. Introducing Southwest Healthcare, a comprehensive network of care working together to serve you and your loved ones. Palmdale Regional Medical Center is proud to be a part of this new, expanded system. Our goal is to provide high-quality healthcare services that benefit you, your family, and our entire community. Experience health in harmony today with the new Southwest Healthcare.
Toyota of Lancaster's Buy Local and Save sales event is on. Come down today to save big on hundreds of vehicles in stock. Cars, SUVs, trucks, hybrids, and more. We have new vehicles arriving daily. In the market for a used vehicle? Toyota of Lancaster has a massive selection of used and Toyota certified used vehicles to choose from. Drive with confidence in the vehicle you deserve. Bad credit? No problem. Toyota of Lancaster will make your vehicle purchase safe, simple, and fun. Shop online at toyotaoflancaster.com. Toyota of Lancaster. Buy local and save.
We welcome you back to Lancaster Municipal Stadium, where tonight's match is presented by Paris Law Firm, the nation's best for personal injury attorneys, proud founding partner of AV Alta FC. Find out more at paris.com. Just about set for kickoff in this battle out west between forward Madison and AV Alta, and it's now time for tonight's starting lineups presented by Visit Palmdale. With miles of hiking trails, a thriving art scene, plenty of lodging, and a rich aerospace industry, Palmdale is the perfect launching point for your high desert adventure. 4 changes for AV Alta since their Prince Tires USL Cup match at New Mexico United. Adam Almesh leads the line, and it is a first ever league start for Rendon Thomas. He also is partnered by Jerry Desdune and Cesar Bahena. Their opposite numbers in forward Madison. Their starting lineup also presented by Visit Palmdale. Just 2 changes for Matt Glazer's men following their 3-1 defeat at Sarasota Paradise last Saturday. Steven Enorgiamfi leads the line. Ryan Carmichael and Jackson Castro underneath him. Well, we are just about ready to get everything underway here from the West Coast. Another edition of USL League One After Dark, and it is a rematch of a thriller that occurred after dark on September 6th of last year. A 3-3 draw on this very ground in a fixture that had a never-ending mix of twists and turns. if we get a match half as good as that tonight, we are in for a doozy here in Lancaster. It is Madison hoping to continue what has been a strong start to the year on the road in each of their first 8 matches across all competitions. And they've achieved 5 points from their first 5 league games. This their final away match before opening up things at their home ground in the Prince Tires USL Cup a week from today. It will be Madison in their classic pink strips, going from left to right on your screen. AV Alta in the Joshua green with the beige numbers from right to left. Just await our lead official Mark Verso's signal to get everything underway here at Lancaster Municipal Stadium, a soccer-specific stadium that has undergone plenty of renovation and houses one of the better support groups in USL League One. It is Madison and AV Alta for the first of 2 times this year. The return fixture taking place in September in Madison. That feels like a long way away. AV Alta looking to get its first victory of the year for Madison, hoping to continue its strong start. And we are underway here from Lancaster. We thank you for joining us. Sam Goldfarb bringing you all of the action from Lancaster Municipal Stadium. It is a Madison side that has overperformed in terms of the obstacles that were thrust its way. 10 points from 5 league matches on the road. This, though, is one of their bigger tests on paper on hostile ground. Here's the first touch from JT Harms. Looks long from Eddie Munjoma. And here's Gebhardt, the lone returning starter from a year ago. Carmichael. They've gone end-to-end. Kanyane, an early cross in. Stabbed away, it falls for Carmichael, and it's just touched wide. Brilliant save from Denzel Smith. It was nearly a rapid start for Forward Madison. Forward Madison adding that layer of directness that Matt Glazer has emphasized in the offseason. Kanyane's cross comes in. It's an errant clearance from Mabumu Alassane, and Carmichael just has it touched wide. Can't beat Denzel Smith, and instead it's the match's first corner. Kanyane without swing. Carmichael heads along. Smith punches away. That corner kick presented by Lancaster Toyota dealers. It was nearly a rip-roaring start for Forward Madison. We haven't even had time to catch our breath, and one of the more glaring chances, and we're picking up right where we left off on this very ground in this fixture about 8 months ago. Here is Smith, the Trinidad and Tobago international. Ortiz. Well, talking to Brian Claben this week, he mentioned that it's not an ideal start, but his side is performing well. You look at all of the advanced metrics, they've been right there in virtually every match they've played, and that's why they've earned 4 draws from those first 6 matches, including their last league match about a month ago against AC Boise. That a 2-2 affair in which they battled from behind twice. Let's mention how this is a difficult stretch, just 2 matches in the span of the last month across all comps. He feels this side boasts tremendous quality and is getting to a point where they're healthier than they've ever been as Desdune rockets forward and this time loses out. Carmichael, his chance went by the wayside moments ago. Elmesh. Gebhardt. There's no one there in pink to greet that pass. On the opposite end of things, Forward Madison, a squad that struggled through last season, really slumped out of the gate with just one win in their first 12 league matches, and despite an improved second half of the season, could never truly recover. Matt Glazer and company have rebuilt the roster, gone for youth and directness, and that has reflected well on the pitch so far. Get the sense that given the statistical trends, AV Alta will be the protagonist with the bulk of the ball, and Ford Madison will look for counter and set piece moments. This is Almesh. Bahena. Villalobos. Wide for Godwin Antwi, the 20-year-old, who loses out on this occasion. Antwi looking towards the byline. It's a physical challenge from Antwi, and the ref points to the spot. Well, it's Kanyane who bundles over Antwi, and AV Alta with a golden opportunity to open the scoring from 12 yards. It's a foot race between Antwi and Kanyane. It does look like Kanyane gets part of the ball here, and he is incensed by that decision. Either way, the Madison man concedes an early spot kick, and after Madison misses a glaring chance one way, AV Alta has a golden opportunity on the other. It is Jerry Desdoon who will stand over this for AV Alta. Already a pair of league goals to his name, one of the more dynamic returners from a season ago. It is Desdoon who stares down JT Harms, looking to power AV Alta in front. Huge inflection point early on. Desdoon against Harms. Stutter step and finishes. Desdoon takes his chance, and 7 minutes in, the hosts lead. End-to-end start, and AV Alta strikes first. You see Antwi just wins this foot race with Geni Kanyane. You can question whether or not this is a penalty. It looks awfully close. Does appear Kanyane gets some of Antwi though, and that sets up Jerry Desdoon from 12 yards, and he makes no mistakes. A long run up, don't be fooled by the hesitation. He waits for Harms to dive the wrong way and drives it home in the opposite corner. AV Alta 1, Ford Madison 0. And it is Desdoon's third goal of the league season, which makes the difference. Well, he scored the late equalizer in the last league match against AC Boise, and that goal is presented by Snow Orthodontics. Work for Madison to do now. Matt Glazer emphasized surviving the opening 15 minutes and matching AV Alta's intensity. Up to that point, it appeared they had done so, but conceding a cheap penalty, and AV Alta in front. Well, fans, tonight's key to the match is presented by Big Bear Lake, where moments on the pitch and in the mountains become tradition. Start yours at bigbear.com. For AV Alta, it's about playing with verticality. Brian Claben mentioned how they've mixed that into their game model this year. It's not just the patient prodding possession we saw a season ago. For Madison, we mentioned it a second ago, matching the intensity and aggression. They have done that, but perhaps they've been too aggressive early on, because that has yielded AV Alta their opener from 12 yards. Madison looking to respond the other way. Gebhardt. Crossing it in. Away by Bahena. Almesh is a few footsteps behind that. Does win a throw. Tonight's injury report is brought to you by Southwest Healthcare. Southwest Healthcare Palmdale Regional Medical Center brings health in harmony. Visit palmdaleregional.com for more information on all of our hospital services. None reported for either side, both relatively healthy entering the weekend, which is a positive development for both squads. The only one of note that was mentioned to us by Matt Glazer was that Mark Segbers, the former longtime USL Championship mainstay, is out. While for AV Alta, Joaquin Acuna is getting closer after suffering a season-ending knee injury last year. Frank Clavin says they expect him to be a monster up front when he's available. Al-Assad. Bahena. Desdune, goal scorer early on, loses out here. Torres. Kanyane into a tone after conceding that spot kick moments ago. Munjoma. If you are just joining us, we welcome you to Lancaster, California for the latest edition of USL League One After Dark. Jerry Desdune's penalty separates AV Alta and Ford Madison after Kenny Kanyane's challenge was a touch late on Godwin Antwi. Desdune making no mistakes from the spot on 7 minutes to separate the sides. And in many respects, this does play into AV Alta's hands, because if you know anything about last season, this was a side that always bossed the ball, historic record numbers for average possession, but sometimes couldn't carve teams open because they would sit in a low block and absorb the pressure. Madison can't really do that at this point. At a certain spot in this match, they will have to chase it now. And that will open up AV Alta to play in behind and take advantage of space that otherwise wouldn't be there. There is your look at Brian Clavin. He's been tasked with building this club from the ground up. Took over ahead of last season, and he's known for his vertical attack-minded style. He's mentioned how they want to be the gold standard of football in USL League One. He says a lot of teams play 50-50 soccer. We don't. We build from the back, and that puts our center backs, our goalkeepers, and our midfielders in tough spots. But we bring in players that are used to playing this type of way and want to play this protagonist-based style. And while last season there were ups and downs, he feels this year, in the long run, they will achieve success and win in this league. He's always so upbeat whenever you talk to him. Defends his players to the maximum. And he has a real belief that this style will take over the league. On the other side, Matt Glazer and company in a bit of an identity overhaul this year. A side that was known for dominating possession and playing a very attack-minded approach the last 4 seasons or so. But in year 5, he and the sporting directors have overhauled the roster. He's mentioned how they've adapted their style to play a little more without the ball and play with some more directness the other direction. And when you evaluate the general trend of USL League One, that's the way a lot of clubs are going. Building squads that can break on the counterattack and play more Route 1 soccer. Matt Glazer is now joining that bandwagon to a degree, although he does say that as the season unfolds, they don't just want to have to win ugly. They want to be able to take matches over and be better with the ball themselves. It's not quite at the level of extremist Chattanooga Red Wolves yet. Anor Giamfi. Ryan Carmichael. Looks wide for Kanyane. Cannot keep that in play. Pass here. Bahena. Desdune. Already with 1 goal to his name. Almesh. Abu Alassane. Big responsibility tonight as the pivot without his partner Osvaldo Ley, who's on the bench this evening. Jimmy Villalobos slightly more forward-thinking. Alassane's presence alongside him affords him the opportunity to range ahead a touch more. Bahead switches the play, and it's just beyond the reach of Almesh. Fans, the USL and the CBS Sports Network continues on May 13th with a primetime showdown. Newcomer AC Boise takes on high-flying FC Naples at 9 p.m. Eastern on Wednesday, May 13th. Catch all of the action on the CBS Sports Network. All part of the expanded platform for the USL Championship and USL League One, and AC Boise have been the darlings of the division this year, setting the attendance record in their home opener last month, and it is a city that is extremely passionate about their club in its inaugural season. AV Alta shares some of that passion throughout their support base. The 661 is one of the better supporters groups in USL League One, and they've made this venue, Lancaster Municipal Stadium, quite an intimidating spot to come for visiting sides. There's a loose touch from Ryan Carmichael, but he is fouled in the process. Tomas. Bahead with numbers in support. May go at it alone here, and he's closed down by McCamey. Villalobos. Desdune. Almesh. AV Alta asserting themselves the only way they know how. Dominating the ball, pinning teams back in hot pursuit of that second goal, which could all but wrap it up early on. That's a clever touch here from Ortiz, and it's a tremendous save from JT Harms, who makes himself big at the 11th hour. Ortiz was in here. It's a defense-splitting ball from Jerry Desdune, and that's a sensational touch to just eliminate two defenders from the equation. And Madison is rather fortunate that JT Harms was sitting in the right place at the right time. Otherwise, it may well be two. Now Munjoma the other way for Madison. Crucial challenge from Abu Alassane. It's another Toyota of Lancaster corner kick for AV Alta. And it is Madison who has this corner. Kenny Kanyane has scored direct from a corner once this year. Came at New York Cosmos last month. Scored in Olympico. This is an in-swinger, so if he is to replicate that feat, it would come from this scenario. Working it in, punched away by Smith. Perhaps a long throw on the cards for forward Madison here. Roman Torres seems intent on it. Floats it into the mix. And another Toyota of Lancaster corner kick will accompany that. Third of the match for Madison early on. Roman Torres once again over it. In-swinger into the heart of the area. Smith punches. Just about does the job. And Antwi upended on the break the other way. Our referee may have a decision to make here. Roman Torres may just see his name taken. It is a yellow card presented by the Paris law firm. Roman Torres, the first man in the book for either side. That yellow card is brought to you by the Paris law firm, the nation's best for personal injury attorneys. It is a foul that disrupts the counterattack. It's a cynical challenge, and it is a yellow card 10 times out of 10. Yet to see Roman Torres or Jackson Castro assert themselves in the center of the park. As a result, an Orgiamfi, Gebhardt and company have been left on an island up front. Kevin Carmichael. Orgiamfi. Pajaro does enough. 20 minutes gone here at the hangar. 1-0 to AV Alta, courtesy of Jerry Desdune's 7th minute penalty. Cesar Bahena pushing on for more. Tomas. End to end. Antwi curls it goalward. Oh, it's sensational. Jaw-dropping from Godwin Antwi. And it's 2-0 to AV Alta. Godwin Antwi, take a bow. Darts in on his left foot, puts his laces through it, and curls it well outside the reach of JT Harms. It is an upper echelon finish, and AV Alta are putting forward Madison to the absolute sword. Brian Claben said the wins were coming, and 21 minutes in, it certainly looks like that's the case tonight. Godwin Antwi, a first professional goal, and it is a tremendous way to procure it. First professional season for the 20-year-old after 2 years at the University of San Diego. Scored just 2 goals in college. He scored 50% of that at the professional level, and he's done it in the most astonishing manner. AV Alta 2, forward Madison 0. The hosts in full control. And now continuing to hunt more carnage. Antwi. Bahena. Runs into McCamey and just a goal kick. Brian Claben said to me, effectively, that if you were to watch AV Alta play, you would not know that they are winless on the league campaign because he feels the performances have been good enough. Well, this performance, outside of the first minute chance they conceded, has been nothing short of exceptional. And they have scored 2 goals to match it. Tomas, the 16-year-old, the leading defenders. Bahena has runners in support. And this time Ortiz stopped at the 11th hour. It is the first Toyota of Lancaster corner kick for AV Alta. And at the moment, forward Madison is reeling. It is the goal scorer, Godwin Antwi, who stands over it. Produced one of the best goals you'll see all week moments ago. What does he have for an encore? Instead takes it short. And perhaps overcomplicated. Well, fans, watch the USL Championship in Spanish on 2DN, the nation's leading Spanish-language sports network. Go to uslchampionship.com for the complete USL TV listings. For those joining us, we welcome you to the hangar in Lancaster, California, where AV Alta has obliterated Forward Madison through the opening 23 minutes and change. A 7th-minute spot kick from Jerry Desdoon to get the party rolling, and moments ago, Godwin Answe with a perler from outside the box to open his professional account. 21 minutes in, AV Alta 2-0 to the good, and just continuing to press on. Carmichael, does he have a response for the visitors? Munchoma. Taken away by Desdoon. Almesh. That's well done. Bahena in support. Numbers stream backward for Madison now. Villalobos. Right now, Forward Madison is chasing shadows. Thomas threading it through. Joma out of danger. Right now, Forward Madison can't play out. Alassane in retreat and fouled in the foot race. Fans, Chick-fil-A Lancaster and Palmdale are proud to partner with AV Alta FC. Eat more chicken with the new Chick-fil-A season ticket and family pack. Gives you a free original chicken sandwich at every match. Check out all match tickets by visiting avalta.com. What more could you want? A Chick-fil-A sandwich and elite level football. And that's what the fans have been treated to at Lancaster Municipal Stadium through the opening 25 minutes and change. It's a squad that has opened the season playing 6 of their opening 8 matches across all competitions at home. So it was rather remarkable that they hadn't gotten over the line. Here tonight, they've appeared intent on doing so. And as things stand, Madison with colossal amounts of work to do to get back into this. It is only 2-0 on the score sheet. It could be far worse, given how much of the ball AV Alta's had and how many bright moments they've had on it. You've seen that touch of verticality that Brian Klaben has emphasized with his team this year. Spoke about how last season there was a pretty intense post-mortem following a collapse in the second half of the campaign. A side that won just one of their final 16 league matches to close the year. Fell from second in the table to out of the postseason altogether. He's mentioned that they've looked to go a bit more direct in possession to try to increase the space in behind and keep defenses honest this year. We're starting to see the dividends of that vision being paid out. Munchoma. Norgiamfi looking for Gebhard. The ball never got there, though. Humphrey. Munchoma. Madison starting to enjoy more time on the ball. AV Alta perhaps content with what they're seeing so far. Kanyane. Darts past Answe. Villalobos is there to break up the cross. And a loose touch from Desdoon. Gebhard on the turn. Room the other direction. Madison stretched. Bahena looking to switch the play. And nearly did so. Desdoon does reach it. Almesh. Floated forward. Pulled away by Humphrey. Finally, the free kick given to AV Alta. It's Cesar Bahena who stands over it. A 22-year-old who also joined from the University of San Diego on March 4th. Arc towards the back post. And there in Joshua Green to greet it. "30 minutes gone, and as things stand, AV Alta in full control. Goals by Godwin Answe on 21 minutes following the Jerry Desdoon 7th-minute penalty separate the two sides. AV Alta pushing forward once again. Almesh, Desdoon, Bahena, sent tumbling. The referee will give another free kick to AV Alta. Well, to give you perspective on how this is unfolding so far, AV Alta with just 54.1% of the ball, which relative to last season in a match like this would be considered low. But when you think about where the possession's been concentrated and what they've done with that possession, it does tell more of the story. Not to mention that they've been more clinical on a different day. If Madison takes that first-minute chance, maybe looking at a different fixture. This is arced into the mixer. Only as far as Christian Ortiz. Villalobos. Desdoon. Helivanov looking forward and just overhit it. Right into the arms of Harms. Business end of this first half, and Madison with plenty of business to do if they hope to make this a competitive affair heading into the second half. Gebhardt. Torres. Castro. First time ball from Carmichael never finds its intended target. Bahena. Fans, AV Alta's brand new 2026 El Clasico kit is on sale in stadium and online now, courtesy of Hummel, the club's official jersey provider. Check out the full line of new AV Alta gear, including the new puppy collection, by visiting shop.avaltafc.com. The new puppy collection, excuse me. Ahead once more for Fulmas. Falls to the edge of the area for Bahena, who's still with it. Lays it off now. That always rising from Ortiz. Had JT Harms rooted though. Well, Fan Select is proud to be the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship. From the grassroots to the pros, Select is there every step of the way. Visit us.select-sport.com for the latest Select product specials and more. Select, the player's choice. Got your beautiful look at the Select football with the USL League One branding on it. Best football in the game, if I do say so myself. And sweep. It's loose for behind up. Cami away from danger. Castro. Run out of real estate on the far side. It is an interesting evaluation when you think about a year ago for both these sides and the approaches they took to their off seasons. Both these teams finished just shy of the playoff cut line. For AV Alta, they were not far off the top 8 at all. Missed the playoffs by a single point. For Madison, it was just 2 points that separated themselves from the top 8. For AV Alta, the story was the fast start, second in mid-July, and then the meltdown towards the end of the season in which performances didn't match results. It was the opposite for Ford Madison. They stumbled out of the gates, dealt with an injury crisis that Matt Glazer himself said he felt was unprecedented during his time at the club. And then in the second half of the campaign, showed some signs of life, but could never hit the levels they hit in 2024 when they finished third in the table. The difference in approach has been intriguing to look at. For AV Alta, they've doubled down on their game model and tweaked it while adjusting the roster ever so slightly. For Ford Madison, it's been a full overhaul. A new sporting director into the fold who has built a collaborative relationship with Matt Glazer. The two of them have agreed on virtually every decision they've made according to Matt Glazer and have completely rebuilt the roster. Glazer said regardless, they were at the end of a 3-year cycle following last season, so there was going to be some roster turnover. Just a question of how dramatic, and turned out to be pretty eyebrow-raising because they only returned 2 players that were rostered a season ago. It was Manjoma and Derek Gebhardt, the all-time leading goal scorer for Ford Madison. All in all, though, you've seen the results on the pitch early on from the Minkos, and you're starting to see real signs of progress in this first half from AV Alta. Gebhardt. The best of passes forward from Turner Humphrey. Sun's taken too long for our referee's liking. Thomas. Feels like a dangerous time for Madison because AV Alta can find that third goal, especially on home soil. It would effectively wrap it up. Madison can hold on or even peg them back before the break. It would make for much more intriguing viewing for neutrals in the final 45. At the moment, though, AV Alta still looks the more likely. Pajaro sprays it ahead, and Tweed catches up to it. Ortiz on the underlap. Villalobos has a crack, closed down immediately though. Hassan cleans up the danger. Desdu. Looks long again. Offside flag stays down, and now it comes up. Gebhardt. Kanyane. Humphrey. Torres. Looks wide for Kanyane again. Flashing ball in. The second time of asking by Almesh. Munjoma. Madison starting to press the issue now, sensing urgency. It's an effort from outside the box, which does force Denzel Smith into action. Not much more, though, from Ryan Carmichael. It is a Toyota of Lancaster corner kick, yet another for the Minkos. Just see here, Carmichael cuts onto his favored right, tries to pick out that bottom left, but Smith saw it the whole way. Another opportunity for Roman Torres to ask questions. Can they conjure an avenue back into this before halftime? Or will it be AV Alta on cruise control? In-swinger, back posts, will hit the top of the crossbar. Well, that Denzel Smith did get the final touch, so another Toyota of Lancaster corner kick. Madison has yet to trouble Denzel Smith on these, though. Kanyane over the head of McCamey, who committed the foul in the process. Fans experience the best night in the AV. The 2026 season schedule is presented by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. AV Alta are set to host New York Cosmos on Saturday, May 23rd. Kickoff for that match is at 7:30 p.m. and tickets are on sale now. Get yours before they're gone at avalta.com. Closing stages of this first half. It is AV Alta 2, Forward Madison 0. A pair of goals inside the opening 22 minutes separate the two sides. It was Jerry Desdoon from 12 yards on 6 minutes shortly after Ryan Carmichael missed a chance inside the opening minute that would have given Madison the lead. And on 21 minutes, a belter from Godwin Antwi to double the lead and put AV Alta in the firm driver's seat as things stand. It is an instant goal of the week, maybe goal of the month contender in this league. And to give you a sense of just how important these 3 points would be, if AV Alta is to win tonight, they'd climb to 9 points, which would vault them just a point shy of the playoff line. Forward Madison right now sits in 8th, enter the day in 6th, but results elsewhere have taken them down. Almesh nearly split the two defenders with ease. Giamfi looking for an avenue the other way, but it's cleaned up by Pelivanov. Munjoma. Torres. Spins out of danger. Gebhardt upended. And a referee will surely come back to that. And Miguel Pajaro may have just been shown a straight red. And that he was. Hardly even protests. It is a gutsy challenge, and it's one he pays the ultimate price for. He comes in, studs up, doesn't get much of the ball, and gets Gebhardt pretty high on the shin, and the referee did not hesitate. Immediate red card for Mark Verso and a premature shower for Miguel Pajaro in the stroke of halftime. And that is definitely a twist of fate. AV Alta in full control, now forced to navigate the remainder of this one down to 10 men. And that red card was brought to you by the Paris law firm, the nation's best for personal injury attorneys. It's good to see Derek Gebhardt back up to his feet as Miguel Pajaro storms into the dressing room. The captain who started every match, including this one in league play, sent off for the second time this year. That his red card that he was dealt against Chattanooga rescinded earlier this year. I don't think that one is going to be taken off his ledger. Just like that, Brian Claiborne's men forced to navigate the remainder of this one down a man. A side that has conceded the joint fourth most goals in the league entering the night will have to protect a multi-goal advantage with one less than their opposition. Ensuing free kick comes in. Carmichael's effort deflected away. Antwi surging past a defender. The ball is just seemingly magnetized to his feet at the moment. Finally dispossessed. Three minutes of stoppage time. Presented by Southwest Healthcare. Party-like atmosphere has been suddenly subdued by the Miguel Pajaro red card. And AV Alta may be forced to defend for large spells now. Bahena looks long for Desdune. Can't keep up with that. Well, that was Southwest Healthcare stoppage time. Southwest Healthcare, Palmdale Regional Medical Center brings you health and harmony. Visit palmdaleregional.com for more. Madison just can't find its footing at the moment, even with the man advantage now. But even if this goes into halftime with the current scoreline, there will be an aura of nervousness throughout Lancaster Municipal Stadium. Their side, which has lost it from the dot, finds itself having to grapple through the remainder of this one. Villalobos. Gebhardt goes down again, but this challenge not penalized. And now they'll come back to it. Concern about a potential head injury, it seems. It's a late challenge from Villalobos. There's no real malice in it, though. It's just tussling for the ball, and Gebhardt lands awkwardly after the fact. The newly minted captain having words with our lead official, Mark Verso. Gebhardt seems no worse for wear. Villalobos, Bahena. Final minute of the added three. This likely one of the final forays forward. Almesh is headed back awkwardly to Harms, but just about does the job. Castro. Gebhardt. Beyond the added 3 minutes now. Ushered wide, Humphrey in space. Cross deflected at the source, and that will take us to halftime. Early domination from AV Alta, but a late red card has subdued some of the spirits in Lancaster Municipal Stadium. It was Jerry Desdune who got AV Alta off the mark from the spot 6 minutes in. Godwin Antwi doubling the lead in brilliant fashion, but Miguel Pajaro's straight red card has at least added some nervousness in AV Alta as they enter the dressing room. At halftime, our scoreline reads AV Alta 2, Ford Madison 0. The hosts halfway to their first league victory of the year, but plenty of work to do as we enter halftime. We will step aside briefly here on ESPN Plus. When we return, a look around USL League One. Stick with us.
When it stays on? When it stays on.
When it stays on?
When it stays on.
Insurance companies are not your friend. In fact, their sole job is to make certain you get as little as possible at a time when you need it the most. At the Paris Law Firm, we have a long track record of forcing insurance companies to pay you every penny that you're owed. If you've been hurt in a crash, call us at the Paris Law Firm so we can help you in your time of need.
We welcome you back to Lancaster Municipal Stadium. We're at halftime presented by Pepsi. AV Alta FC, a commanding 2-0 advantage against Ford Madison FC. Now that we're at intermission, it gives us a chance to take a deeper dive into AV Alta FC. Take a look at this video, which provides more insight.
For a long time, there wasn't a place where everyone could come together. Families, kids, generations, all under one thing. But out in Lancaster, something truly special was growing under the lights.
Playing a professional sport in our city is just so different. It's unlike anything we've ever seen before. It's nice that we don't have to go to other cities to travel. We can celebrate what we have in our hometown.
Nosotros estamos muy contentos y felices de poder disfrutar un buen partido de fútbol donde hay comida, jugadores, y nos conocemos con toda la comunidad y hoy tenemos a quien apoyar.
Having these drives that come into the stadium and just the energy, it's so amazing. And it's honestly uplifting coming from a community that didn't have that. And now we do.
We all have goals. But let's be honest, most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Pain doesn't care who you are or why you hurt, but pain can be mastered if you know the way. Fight back with Tiger Balm's legendary herbal power. Trusted for over 100 years, our proven blend of camphor, menthol, and essential oils tames pain with the strength and speed of the tiger, so that you can rise above pain and get back to living. This is the way of the tiger.
Goes for goal! It is a buzzsaw from Boise!
Putting back post, crashing in! Max Glasser delivers for Naples!
Toyota of Lancaster's Buy Local and Save sales event is on. Come down today to save big on hundreds of vehicles in stock. Cars, SUVs, trucks, hybrids, and more. We have new vehicles arriving daily. In the market for a used vehicle, Toyota of Lancaster has a massive selection of used and Toyota certified used vehicles to choose from. Drive with confidence in the vehicle you deserve. Bad credit, no problem. Toyota of Lancaster will make your vehicle purchase safe, simple, and fun. Shop online at toyotaoflancaster.com. Toyota of Lancaster. Buy local and save.
We welcome you back to the Antelope Valley, where the kids are having fun at the park. Their beloved AV Alta FC 2-0 to the good. Halftime is presented by Pepsi. Now that we're at an intermission, it gives us a chance to take a look around USL League One, starting with our 2026 AV Alta season schedule, which is presented by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. The next 3 games for AV Alta, they travel to Sarasota in their next league match before hosting New York Cosmos, and then finally they end the month at El Paso Locomotive in the Prince Tires USL Cup. Their opposite numbers in forward Madison have a loaded slate as well. They open up their home slate in the Prince Tires USL Cup next Saturday before returning to league play. They don't open their home slate in league play until May 29th against Corpus Christi. In terms of out-of-town scores, which are brought to you by Visit Big Bear, here's what we have for you right now. Sarasota getting throttled at Chattanooga. Meanwhile, Richmond winning in Greenville. Outside of that, a 2-2 draw. Union Omaha salvaging a result against Portland Hearts of Pine. And then tomorrow, Spokane Velocity hosts FC Naples. Well, that is your look around the league. It now gives us a chance to check in with Dan Lucas, who has our League One halftime update.
It is halftime in League One. We hope you're enjoying your match so far. I'm Dan Lucas inside the USL studio with a look at some of the League One headlines. Fort Wayne FC finally got to enjoy the feeling of playing a home match last weekend. The grand opening of Roth Mortgage Stadium began with 4 goals in the opening 15 minutes, ending in a 2-2 draw with Charlotte Independence. Fort Wayne played 5 away matches in all competitions before that home opener, but gets to enjoy 6 of 7 at home during the month of May. One Knoxville's run to the round of 16 in the U.S. Open Cup earned $50,000 in prize money for being the last remaining League One team in the tournament. Knoxville's signature moment was a victory at DC United in penalty kicks in the round of 32. Congratulations to Greenville Triumph defender Brandon Fricke, the first player to surpass 15,000 minutes in League One history. The numbers are incredible. 173 starts, 49 clean sheets, and he will challenge you on headers, winning 469 area aerial duels, the second most in League One history. Upcoming national broadcast, AC Boise and FC Naples next Wednesday, then it's Richmond Kickers and Charleston Battery in the USL Cup, and Rhode Island hosts Brooklyn in the USL Championship. All three matches on the CBS Sports Network. The second half is getting closer. Let's get you back out to your match.
Are you wondering who belongs at Antelope Valley College? Let me introduce you to some students.
Dreamers.
Career builders.
Transfer students.
Working parents.
Veterans.
Student athletes.
First-generation students.
In short, you belong at AVC.
We're here for you, so visit avc.edu and apply today.
Life is about making connections, and AVTA is your way to connect with the rest of the Antelope Valley. AVTA connects you to your friends, your family, local services and businesses, healthcare, even where you work. At AVTA, we make your connections possible. Get on board today. AVTA empowers mobility, getting people where they need to be safely, timely, and cost-effectively.
Insurance companies are not your friend. In fact, their sole job is to make certain you get as little as possible at a time when you need it the most. At the Paris Law Firm, we have a long track record of forcing insurance companies to pay you every penny that you're owed. If you've been hurt in a crash, call us at the Paris Law Firm so we can help you in your time of need.
My school schedule was packed. I had no time to practice.
I wanted to chase my dreams without sacrificing my education.
Then I found Learn for Life. Flexibility means I don't have to choose between practice and school.
I get to chase my dreams and learn at my own pace.
I can learn my way.
I can learn my way.
Learn for Life High Schools, completely free. Enroll anytime.
Welcome back to Lancaster Municipal Stadium. We're at halftime. AV Alta in control of forward Madison through 45 minutes of play. And the kids out in full force having fun in the foam zone. It's been an eventful night in Lancaster. Gives us a chance to check in with our first half highlights presented by Pepsi, and what a start it was. In the first minute, forward Madison nearly opening the scoring. This ball comes in, it's an errant clearance, and Ryan Carmichael just can't nestle it beyond the reach of Denzel Smith. Then on 5 minutes, though, a chance the other way. Godwin Answe bundled over by Kenny Kanyane. The referee immediately points to the spot, and then Jerry Desdune a minute later steps up from 12 yards and makes no mistakes. Slots it home in the top left, and gives AV Alta the early advantage, just what the doctor ordered for a side that's lost 3 of its previous 4. And then on 17 minutes, AV Alta continuing to press the issue. This is just so well done from Christian Ortiz. JT Harms preventing him there, but he can't keep this out. This is Godwin Answe, who won the penalty, cutting in on his left. A belter, just an absolute belter, instant goal of the week contender, 0 chance for JT Harms, and it's the shot of caffeine AV Alta fans needed to celebrate. And then on the other end, some chances for forward Madison before halftime, and then the red card. This was the plot twist that we were waiting for. It's a late challenge from Miguel Pajaro. He upends Derek Gebhard, and no hesitation, an immediate straight sending off. That at least adds some tension into things ahead of the second half. You're looking at the Pepsi first half stats. AV Alta dominant in pretty much every numerical category with the exception of corner kicks and possession, which is actually even. But when you look at the actual location of the possession, it is primarily concentrated in Madison's third. Just about ready to get everything back underway. AV Alta hoping to see things out for its first victory in all competitions this year. Forward Madison hoping to capitalize on its man advantage and throw a spanner in the works. Which side will have their way? Find out in a matter of moments. Back underway, and AV Alta already doing the Paris Saint-Germain kickoff tactic to set up their press. 2-0 to AV Alta. You saw in the highlights Desdoon and Antwi, the difference makers. But the question is how they'll come out and start this second half amidst the backdrop of Miguel Pajaro being sent off. They seem to manage it pretty well at the tail end of the first half, but now as they try to protect the lead and human nature takes over, just wonder if that affords an opportunity for Madison to capitalize. There was one change at halftime that is readily visible for us. Nick Relaford has entered the fray in defense. See where he's set up, typically has been a fullback, but is still adjusting to Brian Claben's demands of his fullbacks. This is hoofed upfield and Gebhard chasing after it. He is onside. At the last minute, a challenge does the job, knocks it out for just a corner. So it is the first Toyota of Lancaster corner kick of the second half. You see Matt Glazer's frustration on the touchline. They had AV Alta's back line unlocked for the first time tonight. And Gebhard maybe taking one touch too many. So it is now Colin McCamey, the center back, who will take this corner kick. 6th of the match for Madison. Hooks towards the back post, and Smith awkwardly deflects it over the bar. Running right back from the opposite flank. Another Toyota of Lancaster corner kick. Ford Madison has racked up the count. They have yet to ask any real questions of Smith, though. Another in-swinger, and well, that one evades everyone in pink. I don't think that's what Matt Glazer's squad drew up. Some changes at halftime. Godwin Antwi is off for Eric Sehop. It is Seha's season debut after featuring as an unused substitute. Meanwhile, Cesar Bahena has been subbed off for Nick Relaford. That's a more defense-minded swap. So a pair of defensive-minded changes. Meanwhile, the other way, it is a change for Ford Madison. Kenny Kanyane is off. He has been replaced by Josh Bulma. That is a more attack-minded change. The former New England Revolution standout is into the action. All of those subs presented by Waste Management. Relaford loses out on the near side. Josh Bulma is quite the talent. Could never truly work things out during his multiple years with New England Revolution after being picked 4th overall in the 2023 MLS Super Draft. Last season with Dynamo Dos before ultimately signing with the Mingos on April 9th, and has been a key feature off the bench as a reserve midfielder throughout his brief time with the club. See if he can make a difference as the Mingos continue to chase. Ortiz, and now Relaford. Desdoon. Alassane. Nick Relaford, native of Thousand Palms, California, product of Cal State Fullerton, who signed his first professional contract in early February. Someone who's actually been a regular starter at fullback for AV Alta. This is his first time coming on as a sub this campaign. Carmichael switches the point of attack. This is Bulma's first touch. McCamey on the overlap, and at least forces Smith in action. Quick twitch save to deny the cross. Interestingly enough, you look at the series history. In both meetings last year, no victor. A 0-0 draw in Madison in August before a 3-3 thriller that we've spoken about a touch in early September of last year. Not a match in which AV Alta grabbed the early lead. It was back and forth. At one point, forward Madison came from behind to take a 3-2 lead before being pegged back by Lalo Blancas on a penalty. There were moments both ways, and AV Alta looking for another moment here. Almesh denied at the source. Giamfi penalized for the shove in the back. And he is in disbelief that nudge on Alassane was enough. Rutherford. Go out for the first Toyota of Lancaster corner kick for AV Alta this half. Third would all but seal it, even despite the man disadvantage. It's Brian Claben's side's credit. They've adapted rather well. Their control over this match has not slipped just yet. But as tired legs sit in, you wonder if that may become the case. Desdoun stands over this. Outswinger toward the back post. It's headed into Pelivanov's teammate. Ortiz had a crack. Now Bulma strolling the other direction for Madison. Desdoun doing his defensive duties and receiving a loud ovation from the crowd as a result. Thomas. Desdoun, fouled by McCamey to the chagrin of the Madison center back. More chances for AV Alta to take the sting out of things and press the issue in Madison's penalty area. It is Thomas and Desdoun who are the primary candidates as things stand. Desdoun hooks it forward. Seha with a touch to it. Away from Castro. Fan soccer season is here, and SeatGeek is the official ticketing partner of the USL. Order USL tickets and more from the #1 ticketing site, SeatGeek, your ticket to great seats. Desdoun never hits it, ever so slightly. Gebhardt, quiet first half, other than the involvement that led to Miguel Pajaro's red card. Did have a chance moments after the restart to have the deficit for forward Madison. A touch that was slightly too heavy and was immediately knocked away. It's been the only vulnerability in AV Alta's armor so far, despite being down a men since the 44th minute. Carmichael. Numbers now forward for Madison. Bulma, flashing cross, too tight on the goalkeeper and Smith. Castro. McCamey. Madison knocking it about with confidence, but things stalling whenever they reach the final third. And Munjoma and Gebhard change that. Return ball too far behind Eddie Munjoma. Well, fans, AV Alta FC are proud to partner with US Outdoor Lighting, your complete source for outdoor lighting. Visit usalg.com to find out more. usalt.org for more details. Just shy of the hour mark. For those joining us, we welcome you into Lancaster Municipal Stadium. Denzel Smith was just booked. That yellow card presented by the Paris law firm. And a yellow card for time wasting. Desdoon. It's a brilliant ball to unlock the defense. Relaford, hunting options, lays it off. Not always rising from Thomas. And it will never trouble Harms. That is the risk that Madison has to run now. They must throw numbers forward, and they must deal with the consequences the other direction on the counter. McCamey. Castro. Next pro standout, still finding his footing in League One. Olma. Lays it across. Torres was fouled. No, he was not, says our official. And it's turned back over to Stephen Enorgianfi. Munjoma. Switching it towards Castro, who does get there. Ultimately stood up by one too many defenders. And Thomas buys his side at set piece. It's been better for Madison since the restart. You've seen Eddie Munjoma get in more advanced positions. Someone who Forward Madison is just so glad to have back in the fold with regularity. Munjoma, someone with multiple years of USL Championship experience, was a fixture for the Phoenix Rising side that won the 2023 USL Championship title. Last year signed with Forward Madison, initially on a 25-day contract, but tore his ACL about a month into the new season. Did not feature the rest of the year. Has just started to get back to full fitness. Played his first full 90 last week. Desdoon arcing it goalward, and he did not miss that by much. Half the venue thought it was in. Well, you see him just shrug off defenders, and this has plenty of menace and dip to it, but it ripples the top of the goal rather than bashing the inside of the threads. Now Bolmont. Castro. McCamey. Castro. First in retreat for AV Alta whenever they don't have the ball. Munjoma down just outside the area. Our referee is unmoved. Tracked down by Colin McCamey though. He's been a mainstay going forward now for Forward Madison. Carmichael. Gebhard tries for goal. Walked away again. And Desdoon upended. And another man in the book. Kevin Carmichael this time for Forward Madison. Well, that yellow card was brought to you by the Paris law firm, the nation's best for personal injury attorneys. Get your look at the US Outdoor Lighting instant replay. It's a cynical challenge from Kevin Carmichael. Knows exactly what he's doing and is happy to pay the price of a yellow card to stop the break. Third Madison man to be cautioned tonight. On the hour mark, still have a large deficit to erase. Ortiz. Villalobos. Well, that's quite the interesting approach for Matt Glazer, and we've talked about it a fair bit. And it's AV Alta now. Ready's two changes. Osvaldo Ley and Miguel Ibarra. The veteran of the USL ranks in Ibarra. The youngster in Ley entering the fray. Brendan Tomas is the first to exit. Well, Miguel Ibarra, it's good to see him back on the pitch. Someone who was a standout for multiple years with Charlotte Independence before becoming the club's first ever signing last December. He's enjoyed extended minutes this year after playing a more sporadic role a year ago. 36-year-old will power AV Alta forward for the final hour. And he replaces Adam Almesh up top. Both changes presented by Waste Management. Ley for Tomas, Ibarra for Adam Almesh. AV Alta starting to flex their depth. Carmichael bashed it off the referee. And the restart did not occur, where Mark Verso preferred it. Torres. McCamey. Carmichael aims it goalward. He's trying to pick out the top right corner, but couldn't get his angles right. Now changes Madison's way. As they look to revolutionize things going forward, it is Claudel Ngubu who enters for Jackson Castro. A like-for-like change going forward. Ngubu has bounced in and out of the lineup so far for Madison this season. This is his 6th league appearance, has started 2 of them. Has yet to open his account for his new club, though. There's a high ball in that Rellerford doesn't deal with convincingly. Bolma. And Ngubu this time runs into traffic. Desdun away. And Ngubu is a towering presence up front at 6'5", a native of Auray in France. At one point played for Vannes OC in the French 5th tier before playing college soccer for a few seasons in the United States. And that 5th tier side made a run to the Coupe de France round of 16 in 2022. Played Paris Saint-Germain. Faced Kylian Mbappe. Ngubu says that was a formational memory in his footballing development. Bolma. It's a dipping cross towards Ngubu. Munjoma back into the mix. Here he is again. Munjoma, a low cross this time. There's just no way through this sea of Joshua Green protecting the AV Alta penalty area. Bolma. Carmichael, clever flick to McCamey. Cross had far too much on it. Well, fans, Toyota of Lancaster are proud founding partners of AV Alta FC, driving the Antelope Valley forward. Find out more by visiting toyotaoflancaster.com. 65 minutes gone here from Lancaster Municipal Stadium. A stadium that was reworked through a $17 million renovation that finished in the early stages of the 2025 USL League One season. It has been a home for AV Alta ever since. It is one of the more hostile crowds in the league, and that is a late challenge from Mabumu Alassane. Derek Gebhard has been a subject of considerable kicking by the AV Alta players. This time, Alassane escapes with a talking to. Bulma. And nestle it through to Gebhard. Tracked down by Roman Torres. Joma. Carmichael. He tries his luck. Can't keep it down. Just a friendly reminder for those that are just joining us, AV Alta down to 10 men. Miguel Pajaro was sent off with a straight red card following a reckless challenge that clipped the shins of Derek Gebhard just before halftime. Since then, AV Alta has been protecting a 2-0 lead that they built before the red card. Jerry Desdoon on 7 minutes, and then Godwin Antwi with an absolute screamer on 21. Those are the 2 moments that separate the 2 sides. AV Alta, good value for the lead they possess, but Madison has been pressing the issue since the restart. Kevin Carmichael still down. Ryan Carmichael now. Bulma. Carmichael again. McKemmy. Madison just looking for an angle to shoot. It's been a point of frustration throughout the second half with so many numbers behind the ball for AV Alta. Humphrey can't thread it through the mix. Desdoon. Looks long for Christian Ortiz. Fans can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XMFC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access on Tuesday nights, plus your live matches from the USL MLS Premier League and more, all on Sirius XMFC 157 and the new Sirius XM app. Madison continues to ask questions. Carmichael's cross runs all the way through. Munjoma. It is a never-ending inquisition for Madison in this second half. It's an inquisition in which they have not found answers, though. Here's an effort from distance. Alma's effort dips high and wide. Carmichael is still down, and it appears he's grappling with a cramping issue. The 23-year-old who joined after spending his first season as a pro with Huntsville City at MLS Next Pro. Someone who was once a second-round draft pick in the MLS Super Draft 2 years ago. Standout during his time in college with Cal, and just trying to push through the cramping issues here. See how much longer he can continue. Definitely looks slightly gimpy. Bulma has been the center of the universe going forward for Madison since coming on. Now Gebhard. Norgiamfi. Bulma again. Gubu. Norgiamfi. Laid off for Torres. Just no way through right now for Madison. And Gubu looking to create one. Torres from distance. Doesn't dip in time. May have taken a touch along the way, and that it did. Another Toyota of Lancaster corner kick. Forward Madison racking up the count, but nothing to show from them so far. It is an 8th corner of the match for Forward Madison, an 8-2 advantage in that regard. Torres into the mix. Madison head did find it, but Ngubu couldn't put it on frame. Last touch came off of a Forward Madison player anyways, as Mumu Alassane is down. It's now a double swap for Forward Madison. It's Enrique Macasen, who enters in midfield for the Mingos, as well as the 26-year-old Jalen Shannon, a reserve center back who will come in for Kevin Carmichael. So The starter could not continue through his injury, and it's a like-for-like replacement at the back. Both changes presented by Waste Management. So Madison in for Roman Torres, who was on a yellow card, and then Carmichael off for Jalen Shannon. Roman Torres couldn't quite hit the heights he's hit earlier in the season as a creative midfielder. So the onus falls on Madison, a native of Panama on loan from Panamanian Giants Universitario. Engine in the center of the park, who did make nearly 60 appearances in the Panamanian top flight before moving to the United States this winter. Madison. Munjoma. Carmichael. It's a lifted cross. And bashed away with ferocity. Arms well off his line. Inside the final 20 minutes, AV Alta looking to become the first side in this fixture's history to achieve a victory. Last season, both meetings were draws. Forward Madison looking to find an avenue back into this. Much more progressive in the second. Have yet to trouble the goal. Denzel Smith palms that away. Certainly as far as Ryan Carmichael. Another cross in. Falls for Bulma. McKemmy. Just no way through this back line yet, and that effort won't do the job. Alasan is off. And there is a change in defense. It is T.S. Wynnum will enter. It is Wynnum's league debut for AV Alta. So Wynnum in, Alasan off. That substitution presented by Waste Management. Wynnum did captain the side in their Open Cup first round defeat. Has not featured since. Bulma to the byline. Rellerford gets his foot in the mix and seeds a corner. So Wynnum's opportunity after playing in USL League Two with Ventura County Fusion a year ago. Former three-time All-Big West selection at UC Irvine. More target practice for Bulma from this near side. That is not the finest of deliveries from a corner. Munjoma. Bulma. It's a hook cross that is claimed confidently by Smith. Fans experience the best night in the AV. AV Alta matches are the perfect place to make lifelong memories with your friends and family. Your group of 10 or more can enjoy discounted tickets, exclusive on-field experiences, and private hospitality areas to catch the match. Visit avaltafc.com to learn more and plan a memorable night. Yellow card shown moments ago as Madison continues the push forward. This has been the story throughout the second half. And Gubu fouls Ortiz after losing out. Miguel Ibarra, who was booked moments ago. Inside the closing stages of this one, it is still the two first half goals that make the difference. Maybe Alta, despite spending countless periods of time with numbers concentrated in the box defensively this half, has looked unaffected by the loss of their captain, Miguel Pajaro, who was sent off on 44 minutes due to a reckless challenge on Derek Gebhardt. Wasn't even really a wobble, to Brian Clavin's credit. The squad remain organized, and they are now under 15 minutes from a first ever victory in 2026. That is in league and all comps. Desdoon. A third would effectively seal it, and Relaford has that on his mind. This is Nick Relaford, who cuts inside, still sticking with it, and his effort blocked away. Just out for a goal kick. First-year professional had his mindset on a first-ever professional goal. Fans, eFootball is here. Live your dream, rep your team, and play as your favorite USL Championship club. eFootball is free to play. Download now. What a moment this would be for AV Alta. Squad that, again, Brian Clavin says he feels his side has overperformed the results they've achieved. He's optimistic that despite the rocky second half to last season and the slow start to this year, that his possession-oriented, attack-minded style will win matches. As this effort comes from afar and draws a strong palm out of Denzel Smith. Well, that is a tremendous save from Smith, who keeps the clean sheet intact. Simon Joma has a pop. They've been launching these from distance, and that was dipping with menace. It required that palm from Denzel Smith. Now Madison forced into more changes. Cage Romanchin, the Minnesota United loanee, is now into the fray. He replaces Derek Gebhardt in this very eyebrow-raising change. Season's top scorer, all-league second-team selection, replaced. And substitution presented by Waste Management as we see Cage Romanchin for the fourth time since joining the club on loan in mid-March. This corner comes in. Bring it out to Romanchin. Now cuts it back to McCamey. Bolma. And Gubu. Carmichael floats it in towards McCamey. Did get his head to it, but couldn't steer it on frame. You see it on your screen now. AV Alta navigating this 2-0 lead down to 10 men. We've spoken about it ad nauseum. The Miguel Pajaro red card on 44 minutes. That followed 2 goals in the opening 25. That powered AV Alta in front. The 7th-minute penalty from Jerry Desdoon before Godwin Antwi's long-range stunner that has put AV Alta in cruise control ever since. And in this second half, you've primarily seen Ford Madison press the issue possessionally. The numbers are undoubtedly skewed. They have hardly troubled Denzel Smith since that chance in the first minute. Romanchin and Gubu navigated out of danger by Ortiz. Look at the numbers on your screen now. It was 50-50 at halftime possessionally. It's now closer to 60-40, which means it's been a pretty dramatic advantage possessionally for Ford Madison. And when you look at the way the season has trended. We've spoken about them being more direct, less possession-oriented. They've actually, as of now, had the largest possession swing negatively between consecutive seasons in league history. They're on pace to achieve that. 12.8% drop in possession. As there is a man down in the area for Madison, and the referee has waved away any penalty shouts. And this is an interesting decision, seeing as a similar challenge led to Des Dune's penalty in the first half. Eddie Munjoma has been booked for his reaction. We see Munjoma take on Miguel Ibarra here. Ibarra goes to ground. It doesn't look like he gets much of the ball. And he may be lucky to escape justice here, because on a different day, perhaps that's given. The only man booked at the end of it is Eddie Munjoma, and that booking is presented by the Paris law firm. Someone Brian Klaben says has the potential one day to play in Europe. It's just about consistency and avoiding getting boxed into tight spaces as they build out of pressure. He said it's an unenvious job to be a center midfielder in my system, because, as we mentioned earlier, he does not play 50-50 soccer. He is someone that wants to have control over every facet of the game, and that requires midfielders, center backs, and goalkeepers to be able to navigate out of trouble. Here's Bolma curling it goalward, and that was never troublesome for Smith. It gives us a chance to tell you that at Bellevue University, your success is the only thing that matters. That's why they offer education that's designed to help you achieve your next goal. Find out more at degrees.bellevue.edu/goals. Carmichael. Romanchin behind Bolma, who lost his footing. Relaford. This is read well by Christian Ortiz. Too many pink shirts surround him. He does negotiate out of traffic. Bolma. Can he manufacture an avenue back into this for Madison? It's been the biggest question of the second half. Makasen. Or Giamfi. There's the substitute, Shannon. It's his second season as a full-time professional. Spent last year in League Two. McKemmy. Carmichael hooks it in. It's headed along by Ngubu. In a foot race with Relaford, and he's muscled off it. Fans, the USL Championship and League One are on CBS Sports and ESPN platforms all season long. Catch live matches and expert analysis every day on the CBS Sports Golazo Network and ESPN Plus. Visit USLChampionship.com or USLLeague1.com for the complete USL TV listings. Less than 5 minutes separate AV Alta from their first victory of the 2026 campaign, and it would be a controlled, dominant performance in spite of the red card that they were dealt in the late stages of the first half. They have to protect this a bit further. Carmichael, errant ball that time. Villalobos. Carmichael again for Madison. It's a ferocious challenge from Ngubu. Cleared only as far as the center back Humphrey. Romanchin. A long-range hit from Makasen. McCamey. Rutherford reads it well. If this holds, AV Alta would climb just a point shy of the playoff cut line. It would be a monster result for them. Excuse me, 3 points shy of the playoff cut line. Would also allow them to leap Greenville Triumph, climb to 15th in the table, but they would just be one victory away from the top 8. Early in the season, wins like this crucial, especially if you get off to a shaky start. AV Alta responding as things stand. Arcing cross from Munjoma. Eric Ceja Gonzalez away. Madison would remain in the top 8 with a match in hand on many of their counterparts. If this holds, it's not a bad ball in, but Pelivanov first to it. Another cross from Carmichael. And finally, the whistle sounds against Madison. Another attack comes to nothing. Kaloyan Pelivanov is in a considerable bit of discomfort on the turf at the moment. He is someone that AV Alta relies on in the heart of defense, especially with Pajaro set to miss next game due to suspension. It's a high cross, initially headed away by Wienum. Ivanov is trying to shake things off. Final 90 seconds of the 90. Barring a late collapse, AV Alta on their way to a critical 3 points. It's a Ford Madison side that has been tremendous away from home this year to open its season as a yellow card now shown to Stephen Anorgiamphi. But they may come back down to earth when the final whistle blows here. It's a shove from Wienum, which is why Anorgiamphi is incensed. And that's what he's pleading to the referee. Unfortunately for him, the booking is issued anyways. So Anorgiamphi, that yellow card presented by the Paris law firm. The official has indicated 5 minutes of extra time presented by Southwest Healthcare. Cross headed away by Relaford. Southwest Healthcare Palmdale Regional Medical Center brings health and harmony. Visit palmdaleregional.com for more. And now it is time for another Toyota of Lancaster corner kick. Madison continuing to rack up the count. Bulma, back post delivery this time. And another corner the opposite direction. If they can score off this, maybe they can add some late nerves for 10-man AV Alta. But if they cannot, Denzel Smith will milk every second he possibly can, and their chance of staging a comeback may be futile. Outswinger this time. Elivanov away. As far as Munjoma. Carmichael hooks it back in. Fubu can't keep it in play, but it is another corner. Yet another Toyota of Lancaster corner kick. That's number 13 of the evening for Ford Madison. Back post again. Cammy can't redirect it. For AV Alta, this would be a huge momentum boost ahead of a trip to Sarasota next week. Brian Clavin has discussed how he feels it's an objective fact that his side has the most difficult travel schedule in the league due to the fact that there isn't as much West Coast representation in USL League One. So they'll embark on a cross-country trip to take on Sarasota before returning home in league play to take on the New York Cosmos, in which should be a thrilling cross-coast tilt. For Madison, meanwhile, it is Prince Cup play next weekend. And then a road tilt at Charlotte before finally opening their home league slate at the end of May against Corpus Christi. Makasen. Carmichael looking to create from the wide areas. Stood up at the source by Ortiz and loses out to Ortiz. He has negotiated that rather savvily. More than midway through the added 5 minutes, and it all seems academic now. Cross in, Bulma turning through traffic. Desdoon there to break it up. And this the final minute of the added 5. Makasen puts his laces through it, and one final corner before the day is done. One final crack for Josh Bulma, who has had no luck here in the second half. Back post delivery this time. It is loose, and across the face, no one there to tap it home. Bulma in the mixer again, and weaves through everyone in pink and out for a goal kick. And that should surely wrap it up. Well, there is the full-time whistle. For the first time since mid-October of last year, AV Alta has achieved a league victory, and they are off the mark here in 2025 on the wins front. AV Alta climbing just 3 points shy of the playoff line with a strong performance against Forward Madison. They ride the wave of a dominant first half and weather the storm of a extended red card spell after Miguel Pajaro was sent off on 44 minutes. All in all, able to see the result over the line and achieve a well-deserved 3 points here at home. And our clean sheet presented by Pepsi. Denzel Smith getting all of the plaudits, making a few big saves in the second half. He ended the day with 3 stops as AV Alta surges to victory here at home. In terms of our man of the match, presented by the Morongo Casino Resort and Spa, it is Jerry Desdune. His 7th minute penalty opened the scoring for AV Alta and kick-started a dominant opening 25 minutes that proved decisive in this fixture. 3rd goal of the season for AV Alta star man to help power them to their first league victory of 2026. Well, that is where we'll leave things for now. When we return, a look back at our full-time highlights. It is all smiles in the Antelope Valley. AV Alta 2-0 victors. Stick with us when we return, a look back at the 90 minutes that just transpired. Welcome back to Lancaster Municipal Stadium, where Brian Clavin and company are all smiles in the Antelope Valley. AV Alta FC 2-0 victors, and they secure their first league win of the season against Forward Madison. It's now time for tonight's full-time highlights, which are presented by Chick-fil-A Lancaster and Palmdale. Eat more chicken. And here is your look at the standout moments from these opening 90 minutes. It was a rapid start in which Forward Madison got off to a flyer. Ryan Carmichael nearly opened the scoring inside the opening minute. Denzel Smith forced an action, and then the other direction, AV Alta capitalizing on their chance. Godwin Antwi upended by Geni Kanyane. The referee immediately points to the spot, and Jerry Desdune, the penalty specialist, steps up and slots it home for his 3rd goal of the season. It was a terrific finish to put them 2-0 up. And then our play of the match was, before we get to that, we take another look at one more chance for AV Alta. This was a save of Christian Ortiz by the goalkeeper JT Harms, but then they would double the lead with our play of the match presented by Pepsi. You see Godwin Antwi cut in on his left foot. This is an unreal finish. Top bins from 18 plus yards out. No chance for JT Harms. And then on 40 minutes, there were some chances for Forward Madison the other way. It did require Denzel Smith to jump into action, and then it looks like maybe the match would turn. A very, very reckless challenge from Miguel Pajaro on Derek Gebhard. He immediately was shown a straight red without hesitation from our referee Mark Verso. And then in the second half, Forward Madison was able to take over. This chance from Jerry Desdune was one of the few opportunities we saw from AV Alta. And then in the 78th minute, our save of the game brought to you by IBEW occurred. Full extension from Denzel Smith to deny this long-range hit and keep AV Alta 2-0 in front. That was one of the final moments that helped them secure this victory. And now we take a look at our match stats presented by Chick-fil-A Lancaster and Palmdale. Eat more chicken. Forward Madison actually ended the match in control of the possession battle. More shots on frame, but that does not tell the full story because very few of those shots on frame actually troubled Denzel Smith. In fact, only one of them drew that full extension save. The only other glaring chance came in the opening minute. AV Alta creating the better chance quality and winning the match on the strength of an excellent opening 45. Well, that is where we leave things from Lancaster, California. AV Alta gets their first victory of 2026 and moves within 3 points of the playoff line as Forward Madison comes back down to earth on the road. For our terrific crew, I'm Sam Goldfarb saying so long from the Antelope Valley, where it finishes AV Alta 2, Forward Madison 0. Have a great rest of your night, everyone.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.